have to go through bloody everything.
If this message were written by the killer, then it would have been lying in this entrance for up to 35 minutes before being discovered. Let's find out in what state it must have been.
How do you know?
This message could not have withstood an entire night in the rain.
Okay, fair enough. This is beginning to make more sense now, because,
During
yeah,
the
you said it was raining.
carried out
Okay.
on the night of the double murder, PC Hulse inspected the entrances of this street around 2:20 a.m. and confirmed having out of the ordinary. At 2:55 a.m., 35 minutes later, PC Long found Catherine Edow's piece of apron and the message in chalk. This message would not have withstood a whole night in the rain, as had I continued to water it for a little longer, I would certainly have erased it. It was written, therefore, at the moment when the piece of apron was dumped. This substantiates PC Hulse's statement, which stated he had seen neither of these during his rounds.
They just
After
wound
its
their
discovery,
way,
it was guarded and
somehow
protected from the
separately
rain,
made their
which
way
was
there.
subsiding, which explains why it was still legible when it was erased at 5:30. My dear Watson, when you met P.C. Smith on his rounds in the street, where was he? On the pavement or in the middle of the road?
In the middle of the road, Holmes, without a shadow of a doubt.
Good. You will go down the street with your lantern as if you were a policeman on patrol, using Smith's position
So
as a
he doesn't-
guide.
he
As
doesn't
soon as
check
you see the entrance where I use the
close
lantern
enough so we
cam,
can actually
tell me
see.
if you see anything.
Oh god, here we go again. I'm glad I got the lantern now. If I hadn't, I'd have been fucked.
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay, I have no idea where he's meant to be. Can't even remember what side of the street he's on. There we go.
No, you aren't in the right spot with the lamp, Watson.
Oh,
There, Holmes.
is that better?
From here, I can see something written.
I can't.
Can you read it?
No.
Do you see the white rag,
No.
Watson?
I see something on the ground, but I'm not sure if it's what you were talking about.
PC
even have a
Long, who
white
found
rag
the
with
piece
us?
of apron, was examining the interior of the entrances, and yet nobody would have predicted that this piece of material would be discovered on the very night of the murder by a policeman on patrol.
What are you trying to get at, Holmes?
Yeah, that's
Let's
my
look
question
at this
exactly.
message on the wall, Watson. The Jews are not the men that will be blamed for nothing. In other words, the Jews were possibly blamed for nothing, but that will no longer be the case.
I think you
this
may be
message
reading too much into
naturally
this
begs
man's
one
eloquence.
question. What would that be, Watson?
Why?
Indeed, Watson.
Why?
For what reason would one have the right to blame the Jews in the future? Remember, Lestrade was killed near a club for socialist Jews, Edaus not far from the synagogue and the Imperial Club, and finally, this piece of apron dropped here. This building is occupied by Jewish families. The killer really did go out of his way to incriminate the Jews living in the area.
Do you not think
It's a
it
bit obvious,
would...
Holmes.
Yeah, it
Yes,
looks a
but
bit of a
with
setup.
rumors, Watson, the author of this message would have received a response to his strategy.
Because people are
You are
stupid
right,
in
Holmes.
England.
So perhaps it's a good thing this message was erased.
Whoever took the decision to do this is a man of great wisdom and courage. Let's return to Baker Street, Watson. I have some pipes to smoke to help me think more clearly.
Some weed that must be gotten through.
Let's go back to Baker Street. Home, sweet home.
Baker Street, at last. Doo-doo-doo. May have to pause in a minute because the Dazzle's running out of room.
I had nightmares all night, Holmes. As for you, I bet you didn't get a wink of sleep, did you?
No, you
It's
didn't,
this
you
chalk
didn't even
message
look me in the
business,
eye
isn't it?
during.
Among other things.
And this lunatic is still running free. If only we knew what he looked like.
Or who he
But I
was,
don't know,
and
Watson.
where he
You have a
lived, so we can
fairly
arrest
accurate
him.
description.
I must have missed an episode of your adventures, Holmes. Not only have I heard you discredit the value of our eyewitnesses, but the few descriptions we do have don't seem to correspond.
An inaccurate account can regain its value if we can discover why and to what extent the truth must be rewritten. We've
Just
learned
fuck about
great
with things
many
again.
tonight, and I'm able to tell you what our man looks like.
Really?
Yes, And we're going to need a few things, Watson.
Oh,
Find
great.
3 mannequins, my worker's costume, my 3 full wigs, one of your worn garments.
Why do you have all these
Yes, that can
things?
be
I know
used
you're a
for working
detective,
outfit,
but...
And one of your old suits. Oh, and my deer stalker, the one I never wear, but everyone seems to think I wear day and night.
Meta reference! To the closet. Why do you keep mannequins in there?
We shall place our mannequins here, Watson.
Why do you have mannequins strewn around Baker Street? I never thought to point that out before. But there are mannequins everywhere. Just open up and rummage about in his stuff. Slowly opening to discover nothing and slowly closing again. What the hell? Oh, it's a wig. Is there a wig in here too?
A wig? This will come in handy.
Jesus Christ. He told you to get wigs and you just go, oh, wig! Have we got everything?
So, as for one of the murders, we have no witnesses whatsoever. As for the 3 other, we have at least one person who claims to have seen the victims talking to a man a few minutes before their death. Do you remember whom these would be, Watson?
Oh, Christ. Either height, age and clothing based on the 3 reliable witness say. Okay, well, I think this is as good a time as any to pause and to make sure that Dazzle's captured everything. And, yes. And sync up everything with the audio. And check the walkthrough so I know what I'm doing. So, see you in a bit, guys.